The death toll rises after wildfires tear through parts of Hawaii. And look before you end that call, a big change is on the way for iPhone users. The rundown starts now. This is Straight Arrow News, bringing you unbiased, straight facts. Today is Thursday, August 10th. Thanks for joining us. I'm Kara Rucker. The death toll has risen on the Hawaiian island of Maui after wildfires quickly burned through residential communities. At least 36 people are confirmed dead and thousands are displaced. An island typically comparable to paradise is now covered in smoke and ash as the burning glow of red flames overtook portions of Maui, fueled by strong winds from a nearby hurricane. According to local officials on the ground, at least 300 homes have been destroyed. There were reports of people jumping into the ocean in order to escape the raging wildfire.
Oh my gosh, look at the harbor.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say about it.
Oh my gosh.
A helicopter view shows the scorched island from above. Richie Olston, its pilot, described the devastation as something the island has never experienced before.
What we saw looked like an area that had been bombed and burned in a war zone. It was unbelievable. I've flown on Maui for 52 years, and all the different fires and things that we've had going on here in 52 years, I've never seen anything 1/100th as the devastation there.
Airports in Hawaii have been overwhelmed by tourists trying to get off the island. Shelters are packed as residents have nowhere else to go. As of this morning, the island is in search and rescue mode. When things switch to recovery, it will be a long road ahead for a place where the economy is driven by tourism. A presidential candidate in Ecuador's upcoming presidential election has been killed. Fernando Villavicencio was assassinated at a campaign event in the country's capital on Wednesday. The small country in South America has seen a rise in deadly and violent crime. The candidate was a vocal critic of the corruption and organized crime. The suspected gunman died following an exchange of gunfire with authorities. Local media reported 30 shots had been fired as Villavicencio was leaving a political rally at a school. Ecuadorian President Guillermo Lasso has mobilized its armed forces, announcing a state of emergency. The election is scheduled for August 20th and will go on as planned. Special counsel Jack Smith obtained a search warrant for records from former President Donald Trump's Twitter account earlier this year. And when Twitter failed to make the deadline to comply, the social media company was fined $350,000. These new details were confirmed in court documents released Wednesday in an order from a 3-judge panel with the U.S. Court of Appeals in Washington. The court rejected Twitter's claim that it should not be held in contempt for initially failing to comply with Smith's warrant. Federal prosecutors obtained the search warrant on January 17th, along with a non-disclosure agreement that prohibited Twitter from disclosing the warrant to anyone, including Trump himself. According to the ruling, Twitter, quote, did not question the validity of the search warrant, but objected to the non-disclosure agreement 4 days after the compliance deadline, arguing it violated its First Amendment rights. The judges, however, sided against Twitter. It's unclear what information the special counsel was seeking from Trump's Twitter account. His team has charged the former president in 2 federal cases, one for mishandling classified documents and the other for attempts to overturn the 2020 presidential election. Trump has pleaded not guilty to all charges. Once again, the U.S. is looking to protect itself from the potential national security threat that is China. President Joe Biden has signed an executive order that restricts new American investments in certain high-tech sectors in China. The order prohibits venture capital and private equity firms from putting money toward China's efforts to develop semiconductors, advance its artificial intelligence, or strengthen its military, weaponry, and surveillance capabilities. Beijing is likely to push back against the new ban. There has been an ongoing escalation between the 2 world powers as dominance in these tech sectors is getting increasingly competitive. A major deal in the fashion industry could be announced as soon as today. Tapestry, the company behind brands Coach and Kate Spade, is in talks to buy Capri Holdings, which owns brands Michael Kors, Jimmy Choo, and Versace, according to the Wall Street Journal. The report says the move would make the U.S. companies more competitive with their European counterparts who have been striking their own deals. Capri had moved reporting its fiscal first quarter earnings from earlier this week to today, but did not provide a reason. Currently, Capri has a market value of $4 billion. Tapestry sits at around $10 billion. iPhone users will soon have to be cautious when it comes to their thumb's muscle memory because Apple is planning to bring some big changes to their phone's displays. It appears the in-call button is moving with the upcoming release of iOS 17. Right now, iPhone users are familiar with the red button's placement in the center towards the bottom of the screen. But when the new updates launch in the fall, the red button will be in a different place. In beta versions of the software update, the button sits in the lower right corner of the screen among a group of other options such as mute, FaceTime, and the keypad. Apple is still testing the new features and has not said if the in-call button's location could be customizable for those worried you might accidentally FaceTime someone when you actually want to hang up on them. Those are your top stories this Thursday morning. Thank you for choosing Straight Arrow News as your trusted source. And now you can know the second the rundown is available with the Straight Arrow News app. The app is free to download in the Apple and Google Play app stores. Just search Straight Arrow News, then make sure to turn on notifications for the rundown, and you'll get alerted each weekday morning when it's time to watch. Unbiased, straight facts, that's Straight Arrow News. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Until then, I'm Kara Rucker. Have a great day.